What is this large liquid-filled glass cylinder with copper ends and copper coils inside a decorative end piece? Found at a yard sale in Long Island, New York. We are thinking it is an old-timey high-current fuse, but are confused about the screw-on decorative-looking piece. The only markings are a 75 stamped on one end. What is it? That is an early 1900s high-voltage liquid power fuse, made by S&C. After a particularly bad fire in 1909 at Commonwealth Edison's Fisk generating station in Chicago, they find a better way to tame high-voltage arcing. They came up with the liquid power fuse, a spring-loaded fuse inside a glass tube filled with a fire-suppressing liquid carbon tetrachloride. When short-circuit current melted the fuse, the spring was released and stretched out the arc, which was quenched inside the tube. After the faulted circuit was repaired and a new fuse was installed, the old fuse could be rebuilt. I bought this odd ceramic from a thrift shop in the UK and have no clue what it's used for. One piece fully glazed about 25 centimeters by 10 inches high and 20 centimeters and 8 inches in diameter. The type of earthenware and glaze is common on jugs, jars and bottles, but with the fully open base and one hole in the sides, I've no idea what purpose it has. Not sure if the detritus on the inside is related to its function. Not sure of the age, but a guess would be from the 1900s. Brown glaze on top and neutral inside and lower outside. Can't make out the small text on the top. What is it? It's a chicken waterer, missing its underplate. After being filled with water, the jug would be placed in a dish resembling a pie plate. As long as the hole near the bottom of the jug was lower than the top lip of the dish, water would fill the dish, but stop flowing out of the jug before overflowing the dish. What is this 5 inches long antique hand tool with wooden handle? It has two metal arms and a lever that when pressed down pushes a needle through the arms. No markings anywhere on it. I found this at a local estate sale here in Orlando this week. Not sure what it is used for. The arms are able to move a little bit, and the needle is pretty thick and blunt. What is it? This is something from my profession. It's a hand remover for small clocks, used to remove small gears inside of watches during repair. Does anyone know what this is? It's a metal disc divided into 12 sections. It spins quite easily and has variations of 1 to 3 on the inside and 1 to 5 on the outside. I have image searched with no success. What is it? This was actually posted 8 years ago and has never been solved. One comment said, "It's some sort of sun clock or astrology thing." Somebody said, "Perhaps it's related to weaving thread or rope." The numbering on the inside follows a pattern, so it may have to do with braiding, maybe even cable. Another comment said, "It's some kind of gambling apparatus." And one comment said, "With the 12 divisions and inner and outer rings, looks like an old perpetual Hebrew calendar." What is this rusty old metal piece? About 50 centimeters wide and 20 centimeters tall. It has a small pointy spike at the front, a bulb-like shape in the middle, and wings in the back. Seemed quite heavy. Found on the shores of southern Finland. There is the military area close by. This was ruled out by local authorities. Maybe some sort of an axle from some old machine, but hard to tell. Also tried Google Lens image search, but no good results. What is it? It looks like an old drive shaft or transmission housing that is mostly corroded away. I understand people are careful and suspect ordnance or drop bomb, but the bulbous part isn't at all aerodynamic, and it doesn't look like any common bomb shape, with all that ribs and grooves. What is this stopwatch that doesn't start from zero? I saw one of these today, but nobody knew what it has been used for. It works like a normal stopwatch. It runs 60 seconds revolutions, and zero is at around 47 seconds or so from the start. Also, the numbering is inconsistent. And this was the only image I was able to find of the same model watch. What is it for? It's a MINERVA chronograph made by Vibrograph. It was used to evaluate the operation of watches for product testing and quality control. Also used by watch repairmen. It allows the repairman to see if the springs that are responsible for the watch movement need replacing. Although this is not the chronograph's only use, you can use it to measure whatever two events are different in time. What is this thing? A center post is a screw that moves up and down and pushes a flat plate down. The center plate is removable and not physically connected to a screw. No markings. Cast metal. From what I can figure, there is a metal handle that is maybe used to press something which creates a liquid and can pour out the front opening. Approx 6 inches wide from the tip of the handle and approx 4 to 5 inches tall. What is it? It's a juice press. This is a very fun 19th century form used for juicing fruit and meat, to be used as a tonic for non-thriving infants and for invalids, and also used for vegetables. What are these solid brass discs with holes in the side, stacked on top of each other? The top also seems to be slightly concave. It was found among other antiques in a hoarder's house on top of a hall stand. I have tried reverse image searching to no avail among other Google searches. What is it? I've worked with bearings for nearly 15 years. They 100% look like the cage out of a ball bearing assembly, maybe with copper sheets riveted on them to form some type of drum. What is this thing? Some French on it that simply confirms it's real copper with a gold brass ball. It's not overly large, about the size of a standard cafetiere. It seems quite old, but other than that and what the picture shows, there is nothing else. What is it? It's a stovetop still with a thumper. It's basically a way of making a single still do 2 distillations at once. I think it looks like the bottom half of the kettle is the still pot. Then the vapors go up the tube to the left through the ball into the top half, where it's distilled a second time, emerging through the coiled condenser pipe. What are these wooden frames with holes at the end of a slide? They weigh about 45 pounds and are about 3 feet long, with no screws and all nails. Any metal looks to be retrofitted onto them and looks to be milled, not sawed. Although they do jiggle because of wood rot in some areas, it doesn't seem like they should move or pivot anywhere. It was purchased from a collector in New Braunfels. They were covered with mud, and the owner said they came from Alabama. My family is from there, and tons of Germans settled in the area. They are called cabbage slicers that were used to slice up cabbages for sauerkraut. Poke the end of the cabbage through it and work a large knife over the hole. The grooves on the front might indicate there was some sort of movable blade attached at one time. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.